Again, now the family of a schoolgirl, Palesa Malatjie, are struggling to accept that she's dead. The 17-year-old pupil from Soshanguve in Tshwane was raped and murdered while she was on her way home from attending extra classes last week. When she didn't arrive home, her parents went to the police station to report her missing. Then her body was found later. Reporter Manqoba Mchunu has been following that story for us. Today, he's back now from Sosh just to give us a wrap of what really happened there. I understand, Manqoba, good afternoon. Welcome to today. I understand that the MEC for Education, Manqoba Mchunu, was on the ground earlier today because the community of Soshanguve and the school, eNCA Secondary School, is in shock.
Certainly, Pratan, and you can imagine when one of the pupils, a young person in that community, is killed so brutally, what the community will feel like. And so what we saw today was just the venting of that anger, really, at what has happened. Community members, parents that were there at the school, as well as pupils, they were just in disbelief, Pratan, about what had happened and the brutality of it all. This was a schoolgirl that was leaving a school, attending extra classes. This is somebody who loved her schoolwork, wanted to do well in matric. And
she was in matric?
She was in matric, in fact, doing those extra classes, Pratan, to prepare for the final exams. And that's when she had gone home then from those classes, which would end around about 5, 6-ish in the afternoon. But you can imagine now that being winter,
it gets dark very quickly.
It gets dark very fast. So that's when there was that opportunistic crime that had occurred. We're not sure whether opportunistic or whether there's some intent on that particular crime. But according to what we're hearing from community members is that it's likely to be an opportunistic crime that took place in that area. And of course, from the parents and what we're hearing, she was allegedly raped. There were also strangulation marks on her neck and also signs of a struggle just close to where she was found. So the MEC was there on the scene just trying to, assure parents as well as pupils that they're dealing with the safety issues. Of course, the question is that why now? Why is it taking so long for the department to try and do something to protect these pupils who would go to these classes ordinarily? What are the plans? What is the department going to do in the long term?
What can the
as far as this issue is concerned? And the MEC making promises, of course, saying that they are going to ensure that there are patrollers that are going to now escort these pupils. Also, there will be transport that will be arranged for those matriculants. But of course, the question is it only in that area? What about other areas in Gauteng? But take a listen to what the MEC had to say earlier on.
We are working around the clock to make sure all of you are safe, all of you are able to get the education you deserve. Remember, you are the future. Remember, we rely on you to take our country forward. So we are doing our best so that you get the future education you deserve. That's why we are investing so much, Huluna, for you to take that opportunity. So that's why now, when we move forward, we will make sure the Kolotasho and Nguve, all of them, especially the high schools, will be given this proper support, proper security to make sure all the learners are safe.
MEC Chulwane needs to know, if you make a promise like that to a community that's currently in shock after a murder of a 17-year-old grade 12 pupil, you have to fulfill it.
And it's a crucial one, because these are young people.
Yeah, and I'm sure the family is now really seeking
the most
justice.
Vulnerable.
And they are seeking justice now.
Indeed, Pratan. And, they're quite heartbroken, Pratan. Earlier on, we spoke to the uncle. He was quite, upset. He's inconsolable. He's saying that, he's even lost for words just to describe the pain they're going through as a family. The mother hasn't talked since this incident occurred. And this is a family that was looking up to this child because she was, somebody that was serious about her schoolwork. Somebody was committed. She was an A student. They say she was doing maths and science. And so she was really dedicated to her studies. That's the reason why she had even, attended these extra classes. So they were hoping a lot from this young girl, Palesa Malatjie. And of course, that is not going to happen now. All they can hope for is justice. But they say they feel let down by the school at the fact that there were no arrangements as far as safety is concerned, knowing that these extra classes end late. But secondly, at police, because police are also not there in the community patrolling these schools. And when they also went to police when she was missing, they say that it took hours for police to respond, and they believe that she would have been saved if police had responded earlier. But take a listen to what the uncle had to say.
We are heartbroken. We can't express our feelings, and we can't explain how we feel actually. It's so sad to see a younger girl being killed like that, you see. So I have nothing to say about that actually, but it's very hurting. Yeah, so that's what I can say.
How's the mother doing? How's the father doing in all of this?
Yeah, the mother, she's heartbroken. She can't even talk, you see. Yeah, so I guess I don't know. But what I can say, we are living in a broken society whereby but to value the life of a person. So, and the other issue subsim faith because nkebe Palesa mkrela phela. If next I go
no, very distraught uncle there. I mean, what do you say? Your niece has just been killed in this brutal manner. And he's blaming the police, as he was telling you there. The members of the community, how are they feeling? What did they say to you?
They're in shock, Bratan. And in fact, many of the parents that we spoke to, as well as student formations, the student bodies that are there, are saying that they fear for the safety of the pupils and the students, more especially matriculants, because with load shedding and now with, these extra classes, it seems as if there will be more opportunistic crimes like this one. So there's a huge concern in that community. They're saying that they're still not seeing enough police on the ground to ensure that there's safety and security. And of course, they want to see action. They'll be watching closely tomorrow whether the promises that the MEC had made will come to fruition. But take a listen to some of their sentiments.
Very frustrated about what is happening. Firstly, we ask ourselves, how long is this going to take place? This is our sisters, our cousins. How is this going to take place? Like, the MEC should take us serious because we are frustrated of this. Firstly, we should know why is this happening, because of the school is enforcing the after classes thing while they are not giving us safety measures for the school learners. How is this going to work for them? Because for them the after school thing is working, but for us as learners it's not working for us.
We are not going to sit back when this kind of behavior is taking place in our communities. We as COSAS are going to take our learners and show the SAPS that we are very frustrated with this behavior. We cannot tolerate this thing whereby we are here at school and yet we are not safe. It really breaks our heart when one of us is not here and being killed brutally.
Some of the committee members and the pupils from eNCA Secondary School in Soshanguve Ntsako expressing their views there to Manqoba Mchunu following the brutal killing and rape of a 17-year-old colleague.